You don't need to spend $1 million to get a quality apartment in Ikoyi for 600.
So one of you actually sent me this video, and please do keep sending me all of the different agents, different places, links, or all of that kind of stuff. I will get to them. Sorry if I've been a bit slow, but this is super helpful for me to get to see the real estate market in Lagos outside of being there consistently. And I actually had seen this location with my sister last year with a real estate agent that my friend put me onto. And as you can see, like honestly, like the pictures, the videos, everything to do with this property does not lie. The finishings were phenomenal. The swimming pool is great, the gym is great, the layout of the kitchen is exactly what I wanted. Pretty much all of the different rooms had their own built-in closets, and we were actually told that the cost was 1.2 billion naira, and that's when I realized that actually this does not make any sense for me, because I'm not looking to spend, at the time I think it was like 550,000 pounds on a property in Lagos. Like, it doesn't make sense for me, like business sense, investment sense right now, for me to do that. I don't think it will make sense for a while for me to do that, just because if I wanted to spend that amount of money, I could do that in London, I could do that in the US, I could do that in Dubai and have a better return on my investment. If I had, 545 to piss away, then yeah, sure, let's do it. But otherwise, it doesn't really make much sense. Additionally, they did mention that the service charge was, I think it was 7 to 8 million naira, which is around 3 to 4K, which isn't awful. But the service charge was like relatively high for that type of apartment, especially because I've seen other service charges which are like half that amount. One other thing that I found super interesting was the way in which they divvied up their diesel costs. So it wasn't dependent on usage in your apartment, it was dependent on usage in the entire flat or the entire apartment building. There were 8 apartments, so it would mean that if apartment 1 used 100 and apartment 2 used 0, it didn't matter. You were basically going to take that amount and then split it between apartment 1 and apartment 2. Interesting for somebody that doesn't actually live there. That was going to be something to consider. Ultimately, I'd have it rented out, but if I wasn't, or if there was any kind of downtime between my rentals, it didn't matter, because I was still going to pay diesel depending on the usage of everybody else in the apartment. Another thing that I didn't love was the location. It was in a really interesting part of Ikoyi. You know how some people say that Croydon is London? It was like that. It was like on the cusp of Ikoyi. It was okay located, but it wasn't like in a central happening part of Ikoyi. If you're thinking about like the Link Bridge, where the Wheat Baker Hotel is, where the George Hotel is, those parts of Ikoyi are the places that I would want to stay in. This place was like an odd part of Ikoyi. Not like badly located, but not greatly located. Lastly, and I think that was the massive clincher for me, at least for this apartment, was the security situation. The vast majority of apartment buildings that I've seen in